So about a week ago, I gave you guys my analysis on ticker symbol SOU and Soundhound, which was 100% accurate. And I said if the stock could not stay above $17 per share, then look for a pullback down to $16.22. And if that level breaks, then look for a further pullback down to $15.30. Take a listen. So current support for Soundhound is going to be at $17 per share. If the stock cannot stay above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 9% pullback to $16.22. Should $16.22 fail to hold that support, then look for a further pullback down to $15.30. And from current price, we're looking at a decline of 14%. Now, about 3 weeks ago, based on my retracement strategy, I told you guys that we could see Robinhood get to 142. Take a listen. To the upside, if Robinhood can stay above current support at 115, then I want you guys to look for a 5% continuation to 124. And if the bulls can break above 124 and use this level as support, then look for a further run to 134. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 13%. Overall, we could see Robinhood stock push all the way back up to 142. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 20%. So this morning we had the ADP jobs report, which showed that the U.S. private sector lost 32,000 jobs in September. Let's go ahead and take a listen to what Apollo's chief economist had to say.
ADP coming in weak this morning as the government shutdown gets underway, putting in jeopardy the release of future data. So when it comes to employment, that may be the number we get this week, at least, down 32,000. Let's get over to Apollo Global Management Chief Economist Torsten Slok, who joins us here at Post 9. Torsten, you write recently the U.S. economy remains remarkably resilient. Does the ADP number change at all? Any of your view on that?
Well, what really is important is that the labor market is obviously showing signs of weakness, but everything else is actually looking pretty good. If you look at including Nike earnings overnight, if you look at the weekly data for retail sales, if you look at how many people travel in airplanes, if you look at GDP for Q2, the Atlanta Fed GDP for Q3, 3.8, 3.9. I mean, there is something going on with the labor market. What is that? That is likely that immigration is slowing down. So this is why the labor market slowdown is likely not a reflection of weaker demand, but it's likely a reflection of weaker supply. And that is very important because that inconsistency is now becoming more and more clear in the labor market, really relative to most other things on the economic front.
Speaking of consistency, you've been rather consistent in saying that the chances for inflation perking up are fairly high. And you've been saying that for some time. You've certainly been a guest, I believe, and am I right, Sarah, that has argued that rates should not necessarily be going down. Do you still believe that?
Absolutely. The title of my piece today was that we in the economics profession, we need to look ourselves in the mirror, because what has been going on is that we're now 6 months away from Liberation Day. And we still have arguments that, we're still just waiting for the delayed effects of what was happening with the trade war. We had so much uncertainty. All indicators of trade war uncertainty have been coming down. Indicators of economic policy uncertainty have been coming down. And on the back of that, in the meantime, you still have had GDP growth that was really strong in Q2. And again, the Atlanta Fed now saying we'll have GDP growth of almost 4% in Q3. This labor market is really standing out as a very unusual set of indicators relative to everything else that's going on.
So are you saying that you were wrong expecting inflation?
Well, I think that the case for inflation is just even stronger now.
Now, going into the rest of the video, I have some important levels for you guys to watch on ticker symbol COIN, Coinbase, SOFI Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, and Robinhood, ticker symbol HOOD. Let's begin with SOFI Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI. So overall, I am quite bearish on SOFI, and I'm looking for a pullback to $22.38 and then a pullback down to $17 per share long term. Now to the upside, the stock did came short of hitting my full retracement target at $31. So if we do see a turnaround in the stock, that is going to be my upside target. Now with that said, SOFI is currently losing support at $26.50. If the stock cannot get back above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 2% continuation down to $25.28. And if that level breaks, we're looking at a pullback to $24.30. Should $24.30 fail to hold that support, then we're looking at a further pullback down to $22.38. And from current price, we're looking at a decline of 14%. Now to the upside, if SOFI stock can get back above $26.50 and use this level as support, then I want you guys to look for a 6% run to $27.70. And if the stock can get above $27.70, then we're looking at a run to $28.82. Overall, to the upside, if SOFI can regain bullish momentum, then look for a run to $31.08. Let's now take a look at Robinhood, ticker symbol HOOD. So currently, I am overall bearish on Robinhood stock, and I am looking for a 10% pullback to $1 124, and then a 23% pullback to 107. With that said, if Robinhood can't get above 143, then I want you guys to look for a 3% continuation down to 134. If 134 breaks, then we're looking at a pullback to 129. And if 129 fails to hold that support, then we're looking at a further pullback down to 124. And from current price, we're looking at a decline of 9%. Now to the upside, if Robinhood can break above 143, then look for a run to 147. And then if the stock can get above 147, then look for a run to 152. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 9%. Next is Coinbase, ticker symbol COIN. So currently Coinbase is up over 2% and is running into resistance at 247. If the stock cannot get above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 3% pullback down to 333. And if 333 failed to hold that support, then we're looking at a pullback down to 307. From current price, we're looking at a decline of 10%. Now to the upside, if Coinbase can get above 347 and use this level as support, then I want you guys to look for a 8% run to 374. If the stock can get above 374, then look for a run to 391. Above 391, the bull's next target is going to be at 411. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 19%. Alright guys, if you like today's video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you're currently watching and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.